First quarter.
Ready? Look at it. In your face. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Four down. Ready?
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Couple of plays sent him the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. He can run for it, and he will. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the first down marker. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Ian Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and Carolina scores to cap it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. 2nd and 1. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. 7 yards there and a first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. Throwing on first down, Bishop. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
James has got it, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw on second down. Bishop. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. Throwing on third and long. Bishop. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know, he hated taking the loss there on third down. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you. Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Now on second and 13. Newton, he's got this one complete to Sherfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
12 yards on the play. Leads to third down and 1.
Check. Watch left. He's tight right there.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. That is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. But forget the run on third and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
Watch the screen.
Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they go to work on a first and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Bishop. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm coming after you. Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike. 54. Mike. Delta. Watch the pass.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Bishop. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 36.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Hey.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Let's go, G. Big series right here.
Operating from the gun, Bishop. He'll air it out deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Newton taking a shot for Samuel. And got his man complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
54 is Mike. 54. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
To throw on second down. Bishop. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. Rolling to his left. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Watch the pass.
To throw again on second down. Newton. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Able to find Shaheen, the tight end. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
I got you.
Now Newton on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Ready. You don't want none.
Now it's Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Watch left. Tight end to the left.
3rd and long. It's Newton. He may try and run for this. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Past the 20. And he takes it the distance. No time remaining.
No cloth on the field.
Yeah, no flags, and it's a kickoff return to end the first half. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you? There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Bishop. And James has it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. On 1st down, Bishop. Complete. Smith has it. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 16.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Yeah, 60 outlaw. Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the screen. Pass. Switch. Check.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Second and 6. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59.
Back to throw. Bishop feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Bud Dupree in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
Well, they're going to try this thing. They're at the 5, 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. We'll see. Run, probably pass to both in the arsenal. On 4th down, Bishop. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Lutz with the extra point, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He gets away from 1. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game The team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Looking deep downfield, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Let's get off the field, D.
Throwing on first down, Bishop. He finds Latavius Murray. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get this. Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go. Right there.
On first and 10, Bishop. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey and able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
Good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. The Panthers on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd down and 12. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Watch 54, watch 54. Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, watch that.
Looking to throw on second down. Bishop. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Gerald McCoy in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Come to my world. We want it. Come to my world. Slam, slam.
Throwing on third and long. Bishop. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside, not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down, Bishop, and that's incomplete. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there.
On third down, Bishop. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 12-yard line.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains.
Crunch. Crunch. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 12 more yards there and another first down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
Check, 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 check. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
They'll run it with Kamara. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Let's get it.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look to grab a late lead. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bishop. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jesse James, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So now Newton and the Panthers down 24-17. A minute 52 to play. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. He's back to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run with McCaffrey. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Push him back. Push him back.
Newton to throw. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Back to throw. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Don't get nervous.
On 1st down, Bishop. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So it all rests pass now on the right leg of Will Lutz. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. That close to taking a fourth-quarter lead, but the goalposts, they had other plans.
I thought it was on target. It looked good off his foot, but then, doink, off the metal and out. And those are the kind of breaks that can definitely swing a ball game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara. That'll bring up second down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Mike 54. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Bishop. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house. 54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. It's a party now.
Throwing on first down. Bishop. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. You know they're going to be looking his way in overtime. He's had a fantastic game, but unable to hook up there.
And how many times do we see this situation where they actually complete that pass and you wonder to yourself, how do you let him get open? How do you not know they're going to go to him? He's their big play guy. In this case, they defended it well and knocked it away.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, let's get some penetration here.
Back to the air on second down. Bishop. And this one complete to Smith. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it.
I'm coming. Check 50.
On first and 10, Bishop. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to